My name is Alison Pebworth. I'm from San Francisco, California. My work is constantly evolving. I really like new experiences and learning new things. My foundation is in painting. I didn't stay there. I never liked that cloistered life, and I continued to develop it. First starting out, putting my painting in a cabinet, going on the road with it, and that led me to an interest in kind of obscure histories and storytelling. Coming to Bemis was really another chance to explore a new avenue. I came here with no materials other than tools and really wanted to work with things that I found. So that's a way for me to go into a community and learn about it through the things I find and the experiences I encounter. Having the big space, I almost treated it like my own little roadside attraction. I had this space to build with anything I wanted out of the things that I found. Roadside attractions are something that I've kind of carried with me from childhood. Growing up in a really rural place, I was always hoping for that wind of change, kind of the gypsy wagon or something to flow through to give me hope that there's something else out there. We also used to take, a lot of people probably have that's the American experience of the long road trip. The places that you stop, the roadside attraction was kind of this reprieve out of this long, monotonous journey that you were taking, and it was also some weird experience of somebody's, interpretation of something. And so I always identified with these people in their weird environments, but also the freedom that you can go anywhere, that there was no limitations on what you can create, and that you didn't have to stay in one place in your creation. Something out of the ordinary. It's the monotony that I have a hard time with. And I feel really fortunate that things came to me really fairly easily, and I accumulated almost a lot of the material I worked with in the first week I was here, and felt really invigorated. I also had an intern which allowed me to go into the community a little more, reach out for things that they could donate with my prompting, kind of looking for really humble materials, just driving along the landscape, kind of the spare architecture, really letting that vernacular of just the Bemis space, but also the Nebraska landscape inform kind of the work and what direction it took. And so things were coming to me out of the blue that I had to make something out of, and that challenge was really inspiring. I would have different workstations around the space that I could move around from space to space. When I was stuck in one space, I could move to another. So I felt like I was constantly working, and that was a really great experience. Being in San Francisco with limited space, I'm constantly having to work on things one at a time and move them aside, and that connection sometimes gets lost. So there was these overlappings of my personal journey and the journey across Nebraska, but also my readings. I really love the writings of Willa Cather and Maury Sandoz. So just kind of these undercurrents of history and how they're informing today, and then later going on a journey across Nebraska and feeling kind of how these remnants influenced where Nebraskans are today. Journeys too, there's with the residents is also really great too. We had people from all over the world and all over the country, so we'd meet up and kind of organize our own little potlucks once a week. My practice has been about journeys. It's nice to see how it's not just something I've done, but it's also the way I work. I like the layer of history and interpreting things, because there's things that happen that you can't predict. It's not a reaction or a love of the past that's in there, but a desire to look at the past through a modern lens, and then also reinterpret an old way of doing something as a way of looking into the future.